Welcome to another 88K model railroad video. Today we're going to be looking at the custom build of the Scenic Ridge. Now in the previous videos we talked about the longevity of a layout from a build perspective and an entertainment aspect, and I mentioned the operations and how you can add the computer interface, and then increase your ability to generate certain scenarios and operations that could bring more fun to this layout. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly what I meant by the operations. And if you recall, in the upper level on the ridge, we placed an extra siding or a switch to accommodate some activity at that particular area of the layout. So you're going to see that happen. So we're going to run the demo, and then with the demo, let it speak for itself. So let's get started. So here we are at the layout. I'm going to do a quick demo on the operations. And remember, I was saying that once you have all the components on the layout, then you're able to do just a number of different types of operations that will give you a bit of the entertainment, the longevity entertainment-wise on the layout. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop off this FMC car off at the top or the upper ridge. We're going to drop it off. Then what we're going to do is to connect up the two, or group up the two rail box cars together with the auto loader there and put it back in the yard. So let me swing over to the computer, get the controls, and then I'll start running the operation. Okay, I'm going to just narrate a little bit of what's going on after the fact. So here we're picking up the rail box, going to split it off from the FMC and the auto loaders. So I'm going to take it up to the other main line and then drop it off at the with the other rail car. So then that way we complete the one operation. So as it goes, you'll hear also in the background the relays for the switched toggling. Now I'm controlling this via JMRI, so I have the CTC panel up, and then that way I can see the visual on the tracks themselves. Now here I'm going to break off from the rail box car, but then I realized I need to push it back together, and then that will complete the one operations. And then in the final one, we got to match that up with the one in the lower. So you see me moving around. I'm trying to latch up on, trying to latch the couplers together, and then here I'll release it, and then get back to the FMC. But you'll see I've kind of messed up on the FMC because I pulled it and I was going to drop it off at the top, but you have to position the FMC where it is in the front of the freight, not freight car, but in front of the switcher car, and I'll go in and correct that mistake, and then kind of as I'm doing that, I'll be completing another operation. And see, that's another thing. What you can do is you can set up these operations and then see who can complete the operation the fastest in the most efficient way. So now, let's see here, I'm going to pull and break off the FMC car. Now, remember the operation, I'm supposed to go up to the upper level and drop it off. But what I do is I take off before I'm truly ready to do that, and then I realize it, and then I come back in to correct the mistake. But like I said, you know, you can have 3 or 4 people going in and doing the best way that they can do the operation, and then you can time it and see who does it the quickest and then the most efficient way. Now here I'm going halfway up the hill, and then I realize, oh, I can't drop it off because it's behind me instead of in front of me. So now I come back, and then as I see that I've got to position that and release the FMC, and then you'll see I'll go back and I'll pull up the rail box and then come back and then drop and position the rail box off where they're supposed to be. And more so in the future operation. So I'm doing this beforehand, and it's more efficient than me doing it later. So you'll see me do two things at one time. I'll reposition the FMC and then also drop off the rail box. So now there is a bit of delay because I'm trying to click on the relay, or not the relays, but on the switches, and I'm clicking at the wrong location and they're not switching. That's why it took so long for me to switch it. So here I'll back up, and then now I'll be getting two operations kind of ready, or forming up two operations, because as I come back in, I'll be pulling that FMC up front, which is what I'm supposed to do, and then I'll be dropping off the rail boxes. Oh, now that right there, that happened because when I released the car initially, I did not push the box cars back far enough for the coupler to line up and it to hook up. So I was just doing a push all the way back, and then when I came forward, then it just followed me with the gravity, the inertia, and that's why it stopped at the switch. So I went back and I hooked it up. So now I'm going to do that final operations. I'm doing it down here while I'm down here now. So then you can see how that cuts the time. So I end up doing two operations at once here. So now I'm going back and forth, and you can see that it's not disconnecting. So now what I can do is I'll pull up, and then I'll come back slowly, and then it'll disconnect. So there's a bit of kind of a technique that you have to do in order to uncouple the cars, which is, once again, it's another added kind of added value in the entertainment, just the skill level that you have to build up in order to go in and switch trains. So now it's switched, and now we're going to run up to the upper level and then drop off the FMC car. So you could add another operations where you have a car already there, then you have to pull it off, then release it, and then drop the car off. So you just, do a pickup and a drop off at the same time. So you can have that scenario up there as well. So here now it's going in through the tunnel. So now as it's coming through, you can see the locos coming around, and now it's actually opposite, or kind of backwards. And that's what you need, because you have to take the switcher has to push the car in and then release it. So now that's me fiddling with the switch. So now as it's going in, that one's a little difficult because you're kind of uncoupling on a curve. But it is set up in position to be able, you're able to uncouple the car. So now you go in, and now it's doing a push, and because the couplers are malaligned, so you can do a push and then you back out and you can release it. So now after this, you can just, you see you come back around, but now all of the operations are now complete. So you can then end the timer or whatnot. So that's pretty much how the operations and everything works. And like I said, when you bring the computer element into the whole mix, you're able to do a whole lot, and it just becomes really a lot of fun. And you can see you can get 2 or 3 people to run the layout. So with that said, we'll end it here, and as usual, like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do the portals, and then with the portals I'm going to install the lights so you can see the indicators will show when there's a train inside of the tunnel. So like I said, you guys take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye.